Beep, beep, beep. Welcome to the court of the Edijester. How are we? Mulling. I've been mulling again. I like a good mull. A mull and a wine. What, me? Right, so what you asked me, right? What's going to happen next? This was somebody said, what do we do now? It was like, what do you mean, what do we do now? Cass is out, right? We've made some real headway. Things are moving in a good direction. The NHS is playing ball to a certain degree, I think. So we're beginning to see the unravelling of the LGBT cult before our eyes. So I was mulling, how are people going to get out of this? God, come on, you lot. Where's the hive mind? Give me the GC hive mind and get on it. Because I'm thinking to myself, because I've written a few letters and, emails to various people in the know, and I'm gobsmacked, but I've heard nothing. I don't know why I'm gobsmacked, from those people that have been involved in causing damage to young people by pushing the concept of trans and gender identity, by pushing all that. And in light of Cass, so you're running a pride. These pride festivals. I've been to many of them. They're great fun. But they used to be about getting together and, peace and love, lots of love, for 4 days, followed by a vigil to remember the people we've lost in the past through either AIDS or persecution by the state. Right, that's what it used to be about. So that we stop party, then a bit of solemnity. Right, so if you're Brighton Pride, right, or London Pride, or Newcastle Pride, who incidentally closed down their Twitter, I don't know why, might have been me. If you're one of them, and Manchester Pride, right, or if you're the LGBT Foundation or the LGBT Consortium, right, which is like a group of the cult, it's like where all the cult get together, with sacrifice lambs and worship stone circles, right, where all the cult gets together, right. Just, how on earth can they get back from this? So I'm asking the hive mind today, the hive mind of Twitter, how can they come back from this? What are they going to do? So we're in Pride season now. It started. So what, they're going to walk down the street with a trans flag? A flag synonymous with gay conversion therapy. Are they going to walk down the street with the progress flag? A flag synonymous with gay conversion therapy. Are they going to walk down the road with the trans flag synonymous with the damage, real, medical, surgical and psychological damage to children? Are they going to walk down the street with the progress flag? Synonymous with that medical harm to children? Is that what they're going to keep doing? Are they going to just keep doing this as if Cass never happened? Will it still be LGBTQ, Will they still be doing that when they now know what queer theory is? Are they still going to be saying, well, it's all about being queer, rather than the fact that Pride is about LGB and nothing else? Are they still going to be doing that? And how are they going to manage from a child safeguarding point of view? This is my primary concern. Because so mum and dad go, oh, it's Pride weekend this weekend, and we're going to pop into Brighton. And Brighton's a very good Pride. It's usually very good indeed. Pop into Brighton. It's going to be a lovely day, bit of sun. We'll have a couple of bevies on the grass, bit of a picnic, all that sort of stuff where people go down to do that. And they take with them, Bob who's 10 and Mary who's 11. And there, on a stall, is a bloke in a dress pushing gender identity. How do they do that now? Can they do that now? You tell me. Come on, hive mind, do your thing, right? Or, they're waving the flags on the side of the road and there's a big banner saying trans rights matter. Well, they matter for what? Harming children? Converting gays? What are you going to do? Now, I've written to Manchester's Safeguarding Authority, okay, and I've heard nothing back. So in the link in the Dubris on this Jester slight small year of ago special, and on Twitter, because I'm going to put it on both, is a link to their email. And I think it would be a good idea to ask Manchester Safeguarding, what are they going to do to ensure that the council, who have a responsibility for looked after children, are not complicit in harming them by allowing such things to go ahead? They'll think it's nothing to do with them. That's what's going to happen, isn't it? No, it's to do with you, right? The council has a responsibility to look after children. Looked after children are a very large cohort who have been subjected to this dreadful gender identity ideology and LGBTQ cult-like behaviour. They looked after kids. It's, gay, looked after autistic ADHD. So what are you going to do? What about the schools? They've got a duty of care to those children, right? They have a duty of care to not harm those children, to not get those children into a thinking pattern that will mean that they will go ahead and abuse their bodies and abuse themselves. What are the schools going to do? Going to continue to put the rainbow progress flag up? Are you? You're going to continue to celebrate asexual and multiple identities? Is that what you're going to continue to do? So we then have to look at, what about the big companies that are backing this? Are they going to have a float with the trans flag on it, synonymous with child abuse? Are they? Synonymous with medicalisation, sterilisation and damage to gay and lesbian young people and children in distress? Is that what they're going to do? So if you're, I don't know, whoever it is, Virgin Media, whoever's backing these numbskulls now, are you going to sit there and just let that happen? Is that what's going to be on your pride float? Is it? Tell me, because I don't know how we come back from it. If I was a big business right now and I was connected to any of the prides, I would be breaking that connection as fast as I possibly could, because the damage to your reputation that's going to come post-pride is going to be enormous. If you put up one damned flag, one flag that indicates that pride is anything but LGB and that there is such a thing as the TQ plus outside of the medical harm that has been called, because there isn't. There is nothing outside of it. It is a iatrogenic belief system, and it is medical harm and social and psychological harm to women, gay people and children. One flag that isn't the basic rainbow flag. Pride is about LGB. It's got nothing to do with anything else. And they're going to need to go back to that, I think, because otherwise, what are they going to do? What are they going to bloody do? I'm completely confused in my mullings. So you tell me. Perhaps these companies should be contacted, eh? Perhaps I'm going to look at the Manchester Pride or the London Pride or the Brighton Pride pages. We should probably en masse as GC people be looking at what companies are sponsoring these events and saying to them, are you aware that if you are not careful, your brand is going to be attached to actual harm? Perhaps that's what we should be doing. We should be looking en masse. I don't know, might be an interesting experiment. See whether or not the corporates will pay attention. And if they don't pay attention, we can, of course, afterwards say that they didn't. This would be a strike at the very heart of the LGBTQ nonsense. Act now, act fast. That's enough. I've mulled enough. I'll see you later. Ta-da!